Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to BRR, Brian's Racing Realm. I am Brian. We are racing at Michigan with the LOCTITE Firebirds. Race number 8 of 10. Two surprises on the front row. Skylar Taylor, the newcomer, with their first career pole. And Jacob Aronson not being useless. I know that keeps sounding harsh, but at this point he deserves it. So let's take a quick look at the points. Lynn White is greatly ahead of Tracy Howell and Nicholas Eckert. They're the only ones that are within a race. Everyone else needs help. Point to their favor. Lynn White's history with Michigan is not the best. Lynn White and his 9 crew are the reason that we came up with the 3-strike rule for the chassis and engines. Because he managed to have a bad wreck at Chicago and then managed to have an even worse one here at Michigan. Now let's look at the times, practice times. Skylar Taylor was the fastest in practice, followed by Jim Carranza, Lynn White, Tyler Gardens, and Drew Keene is your top 5. Happy hour, it was Aronson who was at the top, followed by John Walker, Wayne Stadler, James Wolfe, and Skylar Taylor. So Taylor has had speed the whole event, which is good. Maybe they'll surprise everybody and win in a walk. I'd enjoy seeing it. Skylar Taylor, your pole winner. Jacob Aronson second. Thomas Hammond third. Another week with a good start. Wayne Stadler in fourth. Drew Keene fifth. Nicholas Eckert sixth. Vinnie Nelson seventh. John Walker eighth. Jim Carranza ninth. Tony Bentley 10th. Tyler Gardens 11th. James Wolfe 12th. May Ellis 13th. 14th for the 14. Dorothy McLean. Daniel Bardens in 15th, Isaac Hernandez in 16th, Cedric Black 17th, Davis Pittman 18th, Tracy Howell 19th, Lynn White starting 20th, so if he wants to widen the gap, he's going to have to put some work in. Chris Harvey 21st, Catherine Harris 22nd, Charles Marshall 23rd, and Gerard Wilkinson 24th to start. However, this is Michigan, and like super speedways, which Michigan was designed by the same person who designed Daytona, qualifying position really doesn't matter all that much. What matters is how you manage traffic and how you manage your race. Granted, there's not much race to manage here. 50 miles, 25 laps. It's a 2-mile D-oval. Not as big as Daytona, not as heavily banked, but still quite heavy. You do have to let off.
Start your engines!
You can't drive flat out around this like you can Daytona or Talladega. Everybody starts firing up. And we are rolling. Taylor is the only one in first gear right now. wonder if that will affect them at all. Pace car peels off. Green flag flies. And we are underway in Michigan. Taylor actually did not get off to a good start. Aronson was able to get the jump on the outside. But the outside doesn't have the advantage in turn one. And now Taylor is pulling away. Aronson recloses the gap very quickly. I will apologize now because most likely will not go through the field many times, if at all. Unless this turns into a cakewalk, because look at that. Like a super speedway, it lends itself to a lot of movement and a lot of chaos. Unlike a super speedway, a pack doesn't quite develop, so it's not as detrimental. If you have a good car, you can run all day. But drafting sure helps. See, the 11 of Benny Nelson is taken third from Drew Keane. This race will go by fast unless there's cautions. This is already lap 4. Aronson looking to the outside. Not going to do it. Keane back in front of Nelson. Howell way up high. Ellis and Gardens hooked up, making headway. Harvey had to jump on the brakes. Eckert slides high to avoid it. Bardens and Keane looking to take the fight to Aronson and Taylor. Bardens looking to pass on the outside of Keane. Might actually make it happen. Officially not that lap. However, we do have a lead change in turn 1. Taylor jumps on the brakes. Aronson pulls ahead. Skylar Taylor has 5 laps led. We'll see if they can get back to the front. Now Bardens and Keene are looking to stake a claim to the lead, as is Howell, Ellis, and Nelson. Taylor falls back to, I believe that's 7th. Here's Chris Harvey and Cedric Black making their way up. It seems like Taylor may be having a problem trying to keep their car down at the bottom of the track. Aronson able to keep it some distance between himself and this pack. There's our points leader, Lynn White. Not having a great day so far, but that could all change as soon as he decides to make a change. Harris falls back to the tail end. This time Aronson jumps on the brakes and everybody has to follow suit. Bardens goes around the outside and will take the lead on lap 9 as of right now. Still has to get around to the finish line to make it official. And now Bardens has a sizable gap. I'm just waiting to hear somebody scrape the wall. Now Lynn White's at the bottom, or at the back. Jacob Aronson just flies around. Yes, that was a lead change for Bardens, but now Aronson is taking that lead back. Skylar Taylor is slowly losing ground. As they come out of turn 4, no one will challenge Aronson. He will lead again. We are 2/5 of the way through this race. 15 laps to go. And counting. Here comes Benny Nelson. Underneath Bardens, looking to take second. Bardens has a fair amount of bite out of the top turn though. He's able to hold momentum going onto the front stretch, and that momentum is vital. Basically, a lot of people are good on the entry. Bardens is proving to be good in the middle and on exit. And as of right now, so is Aronson. Keene, Ellis, and Bentley. Bentley has not had a good year, has had one top 5 finish, needs some help. And this would go a long way to doing that. Bardens peeking inside. Ellis inside Nelson. Skylar Taylor has fallen back to 10th. Tracy Howell's in 12th. It was just a cluster. The people who had to jump on the brakes. Wilkinson's in there, Pittman's in there. Hernandez goes by both of them on the outside. Let's do once through the field. 11 laps to go. Jacob Aronson is your leader. Currently second. Daniel Bardens. Drew Keenan third. Manny Nelson fourth. Wayne Stadler scored fifth. May Ellis currently sixth. Keen is on the brakes. He's going to lose so many positions. That is how vital momentum is. Gardens almost gets sandwiched here. Slows his momentum down. Let's get a refresh. Punch down the 2 packs. With 10 laps to go, anybody who wants to get to the front is going to have to move it now. Because there'll be 4 laps of caution if anybody wrecks. Aronson and Bardens are still challenging for lead. Stadler is your new number 3. Ellison 4th. Drew Keenan currently 5th. Marshall 6th. Bentley 7th. Manny Nelson 8th. Skylar Taylor up to 9th. Tyler Gardens 10th. Cedric Black 11th. Tracy Howell 12th. And then you have a big gap. Back to James Wolfe in 13th. Thomas Hammond, who was 14th. Harvey, who takes that position over and is looking for more, with Lynn White right behind, currently scored 16th. Can the 3 and the 9 hook up and make time? They're going to have to. Or at very least, the 9's going to have to push by. Jacob Aronson is managing to hold off all challengers. May Ellis is going to try next. They are running out of time. Bardens had to get on the brakes for some reason and has lost momentum. Keene is back up to 4th. Stadler in 5th. Nelson up track and way out of the groove. White has finally gotten free and is trying to make tracks, but I don't know that they're going to have enough time. They'll get a little bit of chance. If people keep brake checking each other and losing their momentum, he might have a chance to get some positions back. However, it's looking unlikely that anyone's going to get Aronson. See Bardens, you see Black in need of a good point stay. In fact, everybody is. Very wide into turn 1, Bardens backs out. Ellis is there. Ellis has won in this series. We have 5 laps to go this time by. Back of the field, you have Wilkinson, Carranza, McLean, Hammond, something happened to White and he was repassed by Harvey. And I just not with the speed, he's going to have to rely on that points cushion. at the end of the day. And here we go. Into turn 3. Aronson up high. Ellis down low. Smoothly, Ellis takes the lead. And I believe maybe the only person who's broken 41 seconds in this race. Well, apparently Black has as well. Okay, a number of people have in recent laps. Ellis maintains. A wreck, as was mentioned, a wreck now would probably end the race. Under caution. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. And these top two have left the field. I'm kind of curious as to how the Camaros will race here. Almost a turn between second place and third place. 2 laps to go, and Aronson isn't done yet. He wants that lead back. Takes it into turn 1. Made it look easy. A 6 with a lot of speed, and it's been very hard to pass. But they go high. And Ellis passes them right back, coming to the start finish line. We are on the last lap. White flag. Will Aronson try on the backstretch? Into turn 3. Out of turn 4. Made it look easy the first time. Will Ellis give them room to do it? Does not appear so. A little too late for Aronson to be peeking inside. May Ellis will win at Michigan Speedway. Jacob Aronson actually manages to do something and finishes second. Wayne Stadler third. Daniel Barden's fourth in the Ford. Charles Marshall up to fifth. Cedric Black in sixth. Drew Keene seventh. Tony Bentley 8th, a day they needed badly. Tracy Helm 9th. And Benny Nelson rounds out your top 10. Oh no. Lynn White will finish dead last. That even count as finishing? Technically, yes, just. Davis Pittman going for a little bit of an extended run. That changes a lot. Is it drastic enough to alter the championship standings? I don't believe so, but we're going to have to do the math and find out. However, that does pretty much keep everybody who was within range in range. So there may not be any new eliminations today. Remember, James Wolfe and Tony Bentley and Skylar Taylor, obviously, are out of contention. We will do the math, and we'll be back to give you the official standings, tell you what happened to the 9, and go over the championship, because there will be no clinch scenarios in this, because that just threw everything out the window. BRB. Well, that was an interesting finish. So no official word, because they did finish the race. They didn't have to retire, and well, there was smoke technically, because the race was over. They did everything they had to do. So without knowing exactly what failed, it's kind of hard to punish them. And plus, there have been times where stuff's just gone wrong. These are not the best built cars. We're still working on them. However, that does mean that the championship leader finished last, and that has shaken up a few things. Let's go over the race first. Your official race standings. May Ellis is in fact your winner. The Firebird only driver has won yet another race, something that their counterpart in Camaros has yet to do. Jacob Aronson in second. Wayne Stadler finishes third. Daniel Barden's fourth. Charles Marshall fifth. Cedric Black sixth. Drew Keane seventh. Tony Bentley eighth. Tracy Howell ninth. Minnie Nelson 10th. Tyler Garden's first one outside of the top 10 in 11th. Chris Harvey in 12th. Skylar Taylor falls back to 13th from the pole. Not great, but not the worst plummet we've seen. Nicholas Sickert 14th. Catherine Harris 15th. Isaac Hernandez 16th. Davis Pittman 17th. James Walker. No, excuse me, I'm an idiot. James Wolfe in 18th. John Walker in 19th. Jim Carranza in 20th. Why are there so many J's? 21st, Thomas Hammond. 22nd, Gerard Wilkinson. 23rd, Dorothy McLean. And 24th, Lynn White. Basically 43 seconds behind May Ellis at the line. What does that do to the championship? I'll tell you what it does. It busts the damn thing wide open. White has 629 points. Second is Tracy Howell with 620, only 9 behind. Remember, he was, I believe, 52 points behind to start with. 69 is the cutoff for one race. It was 2 drivers, now it's 4. Eckert in 3rd, Hernandez in 4th, Charles Marshall in 5th. All are within a race. So they can, in theory, take over the championship at any given time. One race back is Aronson in 6th. There was a tie for 7th between McLean and Pittman. 9th for Harris, 10th for Ellis. A 3-way tie for 11th between Black, Bardens, and Stadler, which I believe Bardens and Stadler would take over, because Bardens has a win, as does Stadler. And then immediately behind them, a tie for 14th between Chris Harvey and Minnie Nelson. Jim Carranza has 16th in the 16. How nice. John Walker and Drew Keane in tied for 17th. Why so many ties? Gerard Wilkinson in 19th. And that is where the good news ends. Wilkinson is 497 points on the year, 132 back of the leader. And I wasn't sure that there would be eliminations. There have been. 20th back is eliminated now. The new additions, Thomas Hammond in 21st and Tyler Gardens in 20th. They cannot, unless Lynn White fails to show up for the rest of the year, they cannot even contend for the championship. Tony Bentley is only slightly behind Hammond now. James Wolfe is in 23rd, last of the house drivers. And even if Lynn White doesn't show up to another race this year, they will still finish ahead of Wolfe, guaranteed. Taylor has 2 races left to try and get ahead of Wolfe herself. However, it's a madhouse now. All bets are off. White could come into Indianapolis and shut everybody up real quick, or he could have another bad race. He had a great start of the season, but things go south in a hurry. And with that very ominous note, it is time to end. Thank you for watching. I am Brian. I hope you enjoyed today's race. Camaros will be coming up next here at Michigan as well. But until then, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you then.